Hey everyone, we're at the Massey 3060 here today. I've been having some steering issues, as I mentioned before. It would come and go. Now I used it, moving some round bales around, and it was actually pretty pathetic in the steering. It's been pretty bad, but you could get by with it. But what was happening was you'd step on the brake, and then you couldn't steer to the right, and it would steer to the left. Or you'd be just driving along and all of a sudden you turn the wheel to the right and it wouldn't turn. You turn the wheel and nothing. And then you turn to the left and it would turn a little bit. Never had strong steering in the left, but it would turn. We did a pressure test off the pump and it's got good pressure coming up to the motor. I should have put a gauge in the line down at the steering, but I decided, after running it today, something's definitely stuck that's causing it to not get all this pressure to the steering. All my other functions work great. 3-point hitch worked good. Everything else did. Loaders were wicked fast. So I took it apart, took it off, which isn't a fun job, but it is what it is. And this little valve right here was seized in. Now, don't ask me how or why it seized in. A little bit of grit was behind it. Now I'm guessing, I don't really have a shop book on it, but the way it works is your pump pressure comes in this here side. This side exits out to your low pressure valve to reduce your pressure down for all your other functions, your not 3-point, but your 4-wheel drive, your speed shift, all that stuff. So you're supposed to have priority to your steering. That's what I'm guessing this valve is for, is to regulate where the pressure goes. For whatever reason, everything was working good other than the steering, so I'm not sure if it being stuck down was causing it to get pressure to everything else but the steering. It was getting pressure to the steering, but not enough. Like it's pretty sad. You couldn't sit in one spot and dry steer itself very well. So it just was aggravating to me. So anyhow, we're going to start here. That's what I'm guessing this valve is. Like I said, I don't have a book on it tell me, but that's what it reminds me of. And like the AGCO had them a lot longer in its priority valve. And then there's 2 setups in here with springs in them. So I'm going to take those out too and clean them. And the biggest thing with this here is getting it set basically where it was. I got kind of an idea right there where it is for spring load. So, and then, try it is all you can do, right? So I don't believe there's anything wrong with the orbit motor. I've had different scenarios with these orbit motors, and it's different if it's blowing fluid out of it or something like that there. But I mean, I don't know. It could be. I've been wrong lots of times, but we're going to start with this. This is definitely was all gunged in. I had a heck of a job trying to get it out of there. And then now it's finally will drop down in, right? And then it moves up and down freely. So all that stuff is made to move freely. So, So I had a guy come today, and then we got the air conditioning charged in the 1690. And then I was using this, just playing with it. Figured I'd try it out, And the brakes are working good on it. The tractor works great. Steered terrible. It has right since the day it come here. The day I drove on the float. So I was hoping it was just something that was going to work out of it. But anyways, there was grit there. I had no idea where the grit come from. I mean, these tractors are getting old now too, right? So a lot of stuff works through the system. So anyway, we're going to try that. I'm not sure. I'm almost thinking that these 2 are your relief valves. I'm pretty sure because, I mean, these, this one right here, I'm not sure. Like I say, I don't really have a book on. All I have is just a parts in the, like a parts diagram, parts list, kind of just show you what's in there. And you just kind of go from there. But it's calling this here a valve kit, and then these here are just like a parts kit. Doesn't really say what they are, but there are some little springs in there too. So take everything apart, kind of clean them out, see what we can do with them, and then go from there. But we'll see. Definitely can't work any worse than it was, right? So you just clean them out, and hopefully it's It's going to be okay. There's definitely something wrong. I mean, using it today was at the point that you didn't even feel right taking it up the road because, you know, if you can't steer, you step on the brake and you can't steer it. Well, that's, you know, that's pretty serious. So, but it's funny, you couldn't steer it to the right. We steered to the left a little tiny bit, and then all of a sudden it would steer to the right. So it's like something's sticking or something's definitely delayed, right? So hoping that may be it, and you know, all you do is try it and go from there. So we'll talk at you later.